I think it's pretty funny that I'm sitting in a room being videoed with a bunch of lights on me, and you're asking me about like humility. I don't know that I can effectively answer that question right now.
Why is it difficult for pastors to be meek?
The hardest thing about humility is that we all have a Goliath-sized ego.
The world will say, nice guys finish last.
So Jesus is pretty much turning every society upside down.
It's part of our human nature, right?
That can flare up at the most unexpected times.
We want to be able to make sure that we have our say or we defend ourselves.
Too quick to speak, too quick to tweet.
When we see something in the culture, we want to speak to it. Maturity means that not everything requires my comment.
The key, of course, is self-forgetfulness.
C.S. Lewis famously said, humility is not thinking less of oneself, but thinking about oneself less.
Jesus tells his disciples that Jesus is gonna give up his life.
Jesus is gonna be dead in less than 24 hours. What are they talking about? James and John.
Can we sit at your throne? Can we sit right next to you beside your throne?
Who's the greatest? And they spent 3 years in the University of Jesus.
If you want to be the greatest, you've got to be the least. The way up is down.
If you exalt yourself, you'll be humble. But if you humble yourself, you'll be exalted. That's a paradox.
What is satisfaction?
You know, we read it, we know it, we memorize it, but few of us have ever been on a subsistence living.
It escapes us because we've never really been hungry or thirsty, and we're gorging ourselves on all the wrong things.
All the things that the world says are going to satisfy.
Sometimes I feel like I'm starving, right? I'm thirsty. But if I'm honest, a lot of times it's like, I'm good.
The busier my calendar is, the less I hunger and thirst.
You know, I think if you're in a valley, you're probably in the best place to get hungry again.
Do something that puts you in the place of needing to depend on him.
I'm hungry for God in the future because I know that he's satisfied my hunger in the past.
Walking with the Holy Spirit, being indwelled by the Holy Spirit.
Nothing else will satisfy me until I have that righteousness.
Mercy is difficult.
I think because at the end of the day, we say, you know what, that person doesn't deserve it.
You know, I want more of the justice side, as long as it's not toward me.
If somebody else is seeking justice when I've done something wrong, that's when I want mercy. But when somebody else has done something wrong to me, I want justice.
And how do we justify that?
I think pride is the one thing that keeps us from having mercy to others.
It's how you interact with that deacon that drives you nuts.
But I have to be merciful, otherwise I can't know God.
When you've been in a place where you need mercy, it's a whole lot easier to be merciful.
Really, when you stand before a holy and righteous God, there's only one thing that I do deserve, and that's death.
Taking on the character of Christ, that never-ending, never-failing, always faithful, always abounding love of God in my life.
Clara Barton, she was once reminded of a deep betrayal by another person, and she turned and said, I specifically remember forgetting that. And I think mercy for me is specifically forgetting some things.